Hello everyone, this time I will do this video on voiceover. First, cause it's not my gameplay, but the one of my co-op friend, and we thought it would be better to show you the entire race, even his parts and not only a few of my stints. After having tried in October at Spa in GTE and finishing at one spot of the leaderboard, then failing in November at Kota with LMP2, we are back in February at Monza, but this time into hypercar. We choose the Ferrari 499P for Montour, since we felt comfortable with it right away. We practiced for a few days in the previous week with this car and track. Our objective was to finally reach the page 1 of the leaderboard for this month, which was around 500,000 points. I got quickly into the 138 and plateaued for a while, and finally got into the high 137, which was a sign for me we could get going. My friend ran 136 on his first practice. He's a natural with those Ferraris. He really wanted a 135, but last week he agreed to start without waiting more. Since he was the fastest, he will do the qualifier and first stint. The goal of that first lap is to heat up the tires as fast as possible. Voila, what was that? Yep, interesting way to hit the tires. Not sure it's the most academic though. Okay, let's go for a first fast lap attempt. He lost a bit the front tires here, but managed to stay on track. Got a first purple sector, which is encouraging. Purple sector means you are the fastest so far on this session for this part of the track. I don't know if you noticed, but he lost it already, which means a driver behind him already beat his time. Second sector purple, not bad. Ouch, second purple already stolen. Somebody is on his tail and is not kidding around. Lost a bit the front tires again. Not ideal for this lap, but also the next one, as it is the last turn of this track. Third purple, but I bet it's not going to last. Yep, you see, Buemi just snatches the pole position right behind him. I guess he was the purple guy. Ouch, this lap is a goner. You know what? Let's salvage it to discover this track together. But that was the first chicane. As you come very fast to it, you need to brake relatively early, before the 150 board. This one is a full send. The second chicane is a tad less difficult, braking at 150 or a bit later. Lesmo one is interesting. It's like a never-ending corner. Maybe not the most complicated turn, but one you don't see the exit until it ends. Lesmo 2 seems much simpler, but very easy to mess up, as often you force it to catch up the time lost in the first one. Seraglio, like the other one, which was a full send, it's very easy. Even easier actually, because it doesn't really have multiple good lines. Ascari is coming at us. This one is my favorite. A very fast left, right, left, amazing. And finally, Parabolica, the most iconic corner of this track. Okay, second chance. Let's get the pole. Good first chicane. Very good start. This car has a lot of torque, thanks to its hybrid system. During our practices, we noticed that it was not worth pushing the gears too much, and instead short shift as soon as the electric engine kicks in. Excellent first sector, 2 tenths ahead. Let's see if it stays purple this time. Okay, good last move. 1 second ahead of our previous fastest. We can expect a good mid 136. Second purple sector, and the first one is still solid. We got 1 more tenth from Ascari. Sounds really good. We can now expect a low 136. He's going to try a shortened parabolic. It's very harsh on the tires. Let's see how many tenths he can grab from it. Wow, almost 3 more tenths. That's great. It's a 136.010. As you may have noticed, he plays a lot with his motor map, basically asking more of his electric engine when necessary, but depleting rather quickly his battery, and decreasing it when he wants more to recharge that battery and save it for later, but at the price of less torque and power. Let's now observe what the opponents are going to do. He's now forcing the regen on braking to recharge the battery as fast as possible in case we need to do another fast lap. No contestant so far, but he can still push a last lap before running out of gas. Let's see what he can do. Oops, nothing apparently, and he won't have another lap, since the session is about to end in 42 seconds. Let's hope no one steals the pole at the last minute. He had to brake here, because he was ahead of his time after that cut, so had to give it up to not be sanctioned. Conway just stole the second place on the grid to Buemi. Good for us, but it means there are still potential good contenders running. Okay, Duval is in the pit. He's out. Ouch, that's unfortunate. That small cut at the entrance of Ascari, while not really competing. Ouch, that's unfortunate. That small cut at the entrance of Ascari, while not really competing, still cost him a penalty of 75 points. Okay, Buemi just announced the end of his session. He will not try again. I think we are good. Cool, this pole position gives us our first 25,000 points in our road to the top of the leaderboard. Just 475,000 more to go.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.